migrants crossing the Med, likened them to cockroaches. I said that and I stand by it. They're going to come for your home with lawfare. They're going to come for your head, a couple of jihadis. They're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. Because I don't think I've got anything to hide. Just unapologetically me.
Hi, it's Rob Moore here and welcome to The Disruptive Entrepreneur. So the guest you are about to see me interview is probably our most risky guest we've ever had. I put it out in my communities. People were completely divided whether we should or shouldn't interview this person. But in the true nature of the Disruptive Entrepreneur series, we decided to do it, and I think you're going to love it. So the guest is Katie Hopkins. She's obviously a political campaigner, very controversial with her Twitter account and some of the statements she makes. She's very much in the media limelight, a businesswoman, and I wanted to show a side of her and questions that she'd not been asked before. I'll let you be the judge of that, but come with me while I interview the very disruptive Katie Hopkins. Katie, thanks for doing the podcast.
That's my pleasure.
We were chatting before, and I always like to ask all my guests, is there anything you don't like to talk about? And you said nothing. And
I'll regret that later, right?
We'll see. But you said that not needing to be liked is useful. What did you mean by that? What do you mean not needing to be liked is useful?
I think most people, particularly people in the public eye, would like to be liked or want to be liked.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that way. So I don't mind if I am liked or not liked. That's all. Both those options are totally fine.
Yeah.
And so all I'm really going to be doing is saying what I think.
Right.
And I guess that's why I say to you, you can ask anything you want, because I don't think I've got anything to hide. I don't think I've got any secrets. And so people always blame the edit, or they blame the interviewer, or they blame the something when it doesn't turn out how they want. Whereas my view is, well, they didn't say stuff you didn't say. You said that stuff. And so that's all. I'm just unapologetically me.
So you, and let me get my head around this, because I'm not like this. I do need to be liked. And I think sometimes that's good.
It is good.
Because then you care for people.
Yeah.
But I'm always fascinated by people who maybe have less of a need to be liked than many people. So you genuinely don't have any need to be liked.
Don't need to be liked, or don't ask people to like me, or don't try and create an idea of something so that people would like me.
Right.
You know, so, okay, you know how you can get people to like you. It's super easy. You just pretend to love everything, pretend to be massively accepting of everything, say that everything's great, say you're terribly worried about the climate, say you're really keen to be a vegan, say that, you know, it's great that all police cars are LGBTQ'd up to the nines, love a migrant, whatever. I know all the right things to say that make you loved. They're just not any views that I happen to hold.
Yeah.
And it turns out, of course, that if you're just honest about what you think, you won't get, like, maybe 50% of people might properly hate you, but then there's a good amount of people who properly are warming to you because there's not many other people out there being really honest and being prepared to be kind of hated for it, I guess. Yeah. But I think the other thing of you, when you say, I do quite need to be liked, you see, I find that quite honest because not many people would say, I quite like to be liked. Because people like to pretend, it doesn't matter what they say, but they don't mean that. Whereas you're just a bit more honest about the fact you'd quite like to be liked.
Yeah, I never really thought of it like that.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because people say when they get called names, say, well, like, it's just water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
Water.
When it's not. No, it means it hurts them. Yeah.
It hurts them, and it's the opposite of water off a duck's back. And I say as well, when people do things to me, maybe report my kids to social services, whatever, it's not, you can't say, it's water off a duck's back, I'm so tough, I'm such a big bitch. It's not like that at all. You have to process the fact that does hurt. You have to process the fact that someone's trying to take your kids away from you because of your political views.
Yeah.
And then you have to be able to put it in a box and move forward. But it's all a process, that. So it's a similar thing to you wanting to be liked to me, not minding that I'm not liked.
Yeah.
We still go through a process of trying to reconcile with what people think of us.
So it's never been a thing for you, needing to be liked, just never been a thing. I'm fascinated by, because when I was a kid, I was really overweight. And so I didn't really get picked. Well, I got picked last for the
sports team. That was harsh in the day, wasn't it?
It gets worse. It gets worse, by the way. Speedos should be banned for kids swimming. I mean, there you go. You can see it right now.
And what was your nickname? Because we used to be brutal. You don't want to say it, But we were brutal with nicknames, so it was like Tubbs or Fatty Eddie or whatever. Those nicknames were harsher back in the day.
Yeah,
so you had all of that?
Yeah, all of those.
What nickname did they call you?
It would be like Fat Fuck. More rolls than a bakery, which is actually quite funny for 7 or 8 or 9-year-old kid to come up with. Yeah, it is. The worst was showers. So you play rugby, you have to have showers. And I used to go and wash my knees in the sink and pretend I'd had a shower because I didn't want to get in the shower with all the other kids when I'm like, because I was the fattest kid in school. And the thing is, when you're the second fattest kid in the school, no one goes at you. Everyone goes at the fattest kid in school.
Yes.
And I was the fattest kid in school. And so I'd wait to get in the showers at the end. I'd wait, pretend to get changed really slowly. Then all the kids would figure it out. I'd get in the showers. I'd go and hide in the corner, and all the stuff like maggot, dick, and all this kind of stuff would, come out. And what that built in me was like, I wanted to be noticed by people. I wanted to be respected. I wanted to be loved. And over time, that's not quite as needy, but that's what created that need to be liked, accepted, loved, respected, admired, noticed, whatever in me.
Because you got a proper battering at school.
Yeah. And so I'm fascinated by what has created the opposite in you.
And I'll go there.
Yeah.
But just, so in terms of you being this big kid.
By the way, I haven't got a maggot.
Oh, you did it. I didn't even.
No, I said it for everyone else, not for you.
Yeah, no, that hadn't held my attention, but it might have helped someone else's. So that's good to
My
clarify.
wife's happy, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got kids, right?
Yeah.
So it functions.
Yeah.
This is what we're also saying.
No, my wife's good.
But it's upsetting. It's still upsetting to hear what kids, because, kids are evil at school. And this is true today, every day. For some kid now, he or she has got the same thing you had every day when they wake up, they don't want to go. And I think I hate that. I also hate the fact that you were fat and were allowed to get fat. Like, what were your parents doing? Why were you the fattest kid?
Well,
so that's it in me. I'm like, I want to go and kill people.
I can tell you why, because my mum and dad were so busy in pubs. We lived upstairs, and it was basically like go and drink Coke, go and get what you want. I was on my own. And then I built like at the time, but you like sugar. And then mum and dad tried to get a handle on it, but I'd go and sneak in the cupboards and eat a whole thing of Jaffa cakes and all of that. Exactly. So definitely not on them.
Because when I see fat kids, I look at those parents and I do want to say something. Like every time. On this holiday, when I see massive kids, I do, and the parents are usually chubbers.
Yeah.
You want to say, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because that is the result. It's the bullied kid at school.
Is there not a part of you that thinks, though, it's just their business, it's their life? No, you can't.
Not on the fat
If you
thing.
think it, you have to say it.
No. I don't say it because I respect they're on holiday and I don't want to upset them on their holiday.
You don't mind pinging it on your Twitter in front of 900,000 people?
I don't mind putting on 1 million people.
Oh, sorry.
I don't mind putting on 4
9
stone.
inches. If that's how we're doing it, 9 inches.
If I don't mind putting on 4 stone and losing it again to prove fat people are lazy.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
That's not just putting it on Twitter, is it?
No,
it's a bit more invested.
But let's go there and then back. So I would argue it's easier for you to put on 4 stone and lose 4 stone because you're coming from someone who knows how to be slim and you haven't got all those addictions, because usually people are over fat because of sugar addiction, need to be loved addiction, pain addiction, all that kind of stuff. I know because I've been there. You didn't have that. You went from skinny person who's never been fat, made yourself fat, made yourself skinny, but you basically went from who you are to someone else back to who you are. But all these people who are overweight, they didn't start from... You've got all that baggage going on.
But what you're missing in your analysis is, imagine being a skinny person all your life and then trying to be a chub. I can tell you, for someone like me, putting on 4 stone, I'm not asking for sympathy. Yeah. I asked to do it. I said I'd do it. I did it. Putting on 4 stone when you're a whippet is no easy task.
No.
That is, I would have given up for sure, and I don't give up on stuff. I would have given up for sure if there hadn't been a TV bloody series going on behind this. I'd have quit, because trying to force feed yourself.
But you're choosing to do that, aren't you?
This is why I said no sympathy for me, but I think about, you're skinny, so it's easy for you to be skinny. Yes, it is. It is not easy for me to be fat, but I still did it.
But it's easier for you to get skinny again, though.
Yeah, except if you do that without needing a personal trainer like some of us might need, without needing a special gym, without needing to spend anything, with only doing it with a pair of sneakers and by walking, I think you're setting a fairly strong example of what can be achieved if you don't want to be tubs and you haven't got, or you're able to process emotional issues.
Yeah.
But I think my point rather being, there's been a lot of my life where people say you're lucky to be skinny. And I would always think, nah.
No one's lucky to be anything.
Yeah. And also, well, mostly just a lot of people are fat because they eat too much. Now, there's a whole world of reasons why that is, but the fundamental point is you eat too much. And I think we need to get to a level of honesty about that.
Yeah.
Because even if people say, well, I'm on medication. Well, yeah, sure, but you still eat too much.
Yeah.
That's all that the conversation I was trying to start, really.
Well, I thought that was brilliant, by the way. And those kind of challenges excite me. I guess what I'm trying to say, and I'm not being provocative here, but I just kind of say, I'm not sure it's an accurate split test, because what you couldn't, giving you all the baggage and the emotional pain that overweight people have had, and then doing it, maybe that would have been harder.
Yeah, no, I think you're missing the point. Not many people have done it because it's bloody hard to do. You go around and ask some women how they would feel about becoming a tubs. That's not easy to do. And the risk that you take is that you don't know it's definitely going to come off the way you want it to.
Yeah.
Every person in medicine or science or Harley Street, where they had me being supervised, says, don't do it.
Yeah.
It's a risk. Why would you do that? No woman will voluntarily put on weight for any reason.
No.
So actually, it does break through a lot more things than perhaps you're seeing.
Yeah.
Because women spend their lives permanently on a diet. Imagine being that woman that goes, I'm going to stick on 4 stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You spend your life on a diet.
Yeah, I'm absolutely paranoid.
Why?
I've been paranoid about getting fat since I was 12 years old when I lost all the weight.
But do you set a target for how far you're going to walk a day?
No, I just know that if I get tight in a 34-inch waist, I'm normally about 32. And if I get to because I have 2 wardrobes, a 32 and a 34.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. And if I get to 34 and it's tight, all the pain comes back from when I was a kid. Challenges down the gym, running all the time, loads of weights. And I sort of oscillate between 77 and 83. I've got a lot of baggage around this. And
you have.
I didn't think this podcast was going to go this way, but it's cool.
It doesn't have to go anyway.
No, you're right about that. But my baggage has not gone away.
No,
I lost the weight because I wanted to be noticed by girls and I didn't want to be called a fat fucker anymore. And I wanted to be able to get in the showers like all the other normal kids. And as soon as I was old enough where I could,
break out of that.
Yeah, well, I just figured out, you don't eat food, you lose weight. And I was about 12 years old. I had a big motivation because I moved from one school to another. And all the kids in the senior school were like, you fat fucker, when you come to senior school, we're kicking the shit out of you. So I begged my mum and dad to move me private school. They did. And I lost all the weight. I drank 8 cans of Diet Coke a day. Because when you're a kid and you see Diet Coke, you think drink Diet Coke, lose weight. If you drink 8 cans of Diet Coke a day and you don't eat any food, it fucking works. You lose weight, but of course it's not healthy. That has never gone away. Never. And it will never go away. It's who I am now. It's who I am. And it'll be something
hardwired in.
Yeah. But it has an upside, it has an equally upside benefit. Because I care about people because of what I didn't get when I was younger. I care about my clients. I want to make people happy because I didn't have it.
Yes, and there's a similar thing I have with many people who maybe did like Fat Story or watched it or decided to do some steps or do we were doing marching in the ad breaks. We were doing walking up and down your stairs because the point was you didn't have to spend any money. That was the key to this whole thing. Otherwise, it's pointless. Yeah,
because that's procrastination, isn't it?
If you've got to spend money to lose weight, it's not going to help someone who's got 3 kids and no time.
No.
So my point is this sense of finding a happiness by losing weight. I don't care who's fat. I don't care if you want to be the fattest person on the planet, never leave your house and whatever. But knowing the joy of people who lose weight and find a new life and find that it's brilliant for themselves. And now suddenly they feel confident. And now suddenly they can go, because a lot of women and men get to the front door of their house, hold the door handle, but can't bring themselves to leave the house because they feel horrible. And I think that the imprisoning of yourself with food is a massive national tragedy, but we're not allowed to speak about it because we don't want to offend fat people.
Yeah.
And I think there must be a way to break through that. My way might not be everyone's way, but there must be other people like you who can help people break through it.
Full personal responsibility.
Yeah, but you also the hurt that it caused you, and still you can still tap into that.
Yeah, I was quite lucky that it caused me so much hurt because it got me to the point where I actually did something about it. If it had caused me mild hurt, I probably wouldn't have changed anything. And that's what worries me about the kids now, that are being protected and cushioned, and you can't have that protein shake poster up because she looks too hot. You can have this tubs though because, woohoo, we're all beautiful on the inside. It worries me that we are over cushioning people.
is all my thing.
Right.
On the fact thing. Going back to the question you asked me 24 hours ago.
Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah.
You asked why I don't need to be liked. That was where we were.
Yeah. Did that come from anywhere? Or do you just not know what it's like to be someone like me who has that need?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm fascinated.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like to have that need, I suppose. But I need it somewhere. Like I have my mum and dad still, which is really lucky. And I'm scared of losing my mum and dad.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's mum actually is going into hospice today. And I've spent the morning thinking, that's going to be me one day taking my mum.
Yeah.
And I can't deal with that at all, partner.
No, yeah.
I need to be loved by my children and my husband. And I need to be loved by maybe a few people that are really close to me. But I do really hear and appreciate people that tell me I'm doing a good job. And I see that. But in terms of walking down the street, knowing that if someone does recognise me, they might hate me, I don't mind that, actually.
And I actually think a lot of people, because I came into this taking a risk just because, like I put one post out in my community, there were 700 comments on interviewing you. And of course, a lot of people are like, she's this, she's that, she's the other, don't do it.
Well, they will attack you for speaking to me. I think this is something that does need explaining.
Yeah.
You know, you may be explaining that if you say you're going to speak to me, you'll be attacked for speaking to me.
Yeah, which by the way, I don't care about. Ironic, I care about what people think, but I don't care about that because that's a principle of mine.
Yes, but people are attacking you because they're saying don't give her...
I wouldn't say attacking, that's not fair because you've probably had that worse than me, but they're saying I'm disappointed in you, Rob, or you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't be giving her the platform.
Because
they perceive you to be someone who is too extreme, perhaps. I'm being a bit polite here. But
don't be polite. You just hit it with what they say.
They've used words like vile,
she's
disgusting.
Vile, she's a racist, she's a whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the reason I decided to overrule what they said was because I don't think they know you. I think they judge what they read in the media.
Which is an element of me, and I have to be responsible for.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get that impression from nowhere.
No.
They got it from stuff I've said.
Yeah.
That then
which you own. You take
responsibility. Which I have to.
Yeah.
No one edited that out of my mouth.
No.
I said it.
Yeah.
Migrants crossing the Med likened them to cockroaches. I said that.
Yeah.
And I stand by it. But my point is, so if that is vile to them, then that's a truth of me.
Yeah.
So in a way, they're being honest with you. I do think it's an interesting thing in this country, particularly, how this need to shut people down is for them almost, that's their battle. They want it silenced and then they feel better. If you'd said, oh, all right, Steve, no worries, I definitely won't do that. Say it was called Steve.
Yeah.
They'd have felt better about themselves.
Yeah.
Because they'd managed to manipulate
some element of control.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because that's probably what they're almost standing against.
Exactly. Yeah. They want to feel that they mattered more to you and that you'd listen more to them and they could control you a bit. And I suppose my thing is always, you're doing this podcast, I guess they could just not listen.
Yeah, which some of them said, I just won't listen. Some of them have said, I'll listen to your next one and not this one.
No drama.
But I wanted to challenge them because, like, I've always believed you judge people on your experience with them. And, I'm fortunate enough to know some really cool people and some very famous people, and they're often not how they are perceived in the media. And for me, the greatest thing in life, or one of them, is to meet interesting people and have interesting conversations and get to know them yourself and to judge for yourself. And I was gobsmacked at how many people they could vicariously do that with me, through me to you. So they didn't even have to take the risk. They could vicariously get to know you on the safety of the internet through me as the mouthpiece.
I know.
And yet some people still rejected that.
And it's a strange thing. It's almost as if so when people say things you disagree with, right? A really good way of distancing yourself from that or making yourself not have to deal with what they're saying is to make them a monster. So you make Katie Hopkins a monster, believe she's a monster, she's a cow, she's vile, she's this, that. Then you could say, well, now I don't have to listen to anything she says because she's a monster. And actually with me in the mainstream, that worked for many, many years. People just accepted she's a monster, we'll ignore her, whatever, she'll go away. And I haven't gone away. And I guess I'm not actually a lunatic screaming at the rain naked, although that could happen one day and I'll quite enjoy it.
Yeah.
Sounds quite a laugh. I was just like, that sounds quite fun.
Yeah.
But what happens is people, when they meet you often, they first of all, people are like, you're really small, because monsters are supposed to be big and hairy. I'm quite hairy, but like not too hairy, shaved.
Yeah.
And so you're not as big a monster as they want. And then it's really hard for them because they need you to be a monster for the stuff you say to be ignorable.
Yeah.
Because if you're just this regular mum with 3 kids who's quite normal and does normal stuff like goes over the spa when you've run out of bread and milk, like I do, it's challenging them because then you've got these views.
Normal people don't say and do what you do on Twitter, though, do they? So
no, or
you
out
can't
in
be
public.
that normal.
No, but like normal, as in I'm very regular compared to the monster that you're supposed to believe is like down the street like some.
But then everyone is.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
so
is.
true. It's true, and I think I'm not trying to persuade people I'm not a monster either. I'm fine that they think I am. People imagine that people come up to me in the street and go, I hate you.
Yeah.
You're a cow or hit me or something. And that the opposite is true because, of course, people that are cross with you self-censor in the street, don't they? No one's going to come up and go, well, they're probably not.
Yeah.
So that you get the opposite. You just get the people who think you're all right. You know, you get the cabbies going, keep going. I never know the right response to that. I do this really knobby.
Yes, mate.
I do that.
Yeah.
I did it the other day. Someone went, keep going, Coach Katie. And I sort of went, and I was like, what was that? I was like, oh. So I just stood in the street like, that was tragic. I definitely need a better response to. Go on, Hopkins.
I like that. The horns.
You did that early when you were sat on the chair weird.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm kind of weird, but like I'm a bit of a closet metaler. I like a bit of This is an homage to Metallica. This is an
homage to being a woman.
Love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
If I do that, that's not going to work.
Yeah, but if you went like that,
but if
that would pattern interrupt, wouldn't
natural.
it? Yeah.
What in my perm earring?
But that's natural, is it?
No, this.
Yeah, so is that natural?
No, but okay, I'm really going to try for this.
Do it.
But if I do that, what if I cock it up and then do like this?
Well, they do their music videos, don't they? So, yeah, do that. Give it a try.
I'll cock it up. I'll probably do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
So, okay, so I need a response, basically. The challenge I need to
have
answer
your
is...
thing. like the Queen's wave. Have your thing.
Yeah. I know, I'll just keep doing this, I think.
All right, then. Maybe that's your thing now.
So anyway, the monster is less of a monster and there's supporters, but people don't generally come up and twat me one in the street, which is what people imagine happens.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. It's funny because when I went to see David Icke, no comparison because you're you and he's him, but he's someone else who is quite polarizing and quite a lot of people really like him and quite a lot of people really hate him.
Don't like him.
But he said people used to come up to him all the street, people used to come up to him all the time in the street, shouting at him, pointing at him, laughing at him. So he did get that. Why do you think you don't and he did?
Is it a woman thing?
I don't know. Maybe.
Is it because people are a bit more scared of me than David Icke? Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
They're probably going to think they're going to get... Because David's not known for giving it loads back.
Yeah.
Whereas they probably imagine I might humiliate them in the street, which I probably would.
Yeah.
So you probably aren't going to mess with me. Like on Twitter, people see that, you know, occasionally I'll take the odd guy who said like a Muslim yesterday who said he was going to come and put his cock in my mouth. You know, I will take those people down on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's going to put you off coming up to me in the street trying that. Because I'm probably
and he probably wouldn't say that.
In the street?
No.
Walk up to me, I'm going to put my cock in your mouth. Do you want to try? Yeah, no, I'd be so up for someone doing that. Yeah. I do like that stuff. You know, look, I do.
Yeah.
When people are just super, not having like cock in my mouth. But anyway, my point being, I like people that are really like that on Twitter because it's funny.
Yeah. Because
you can use them to highlight that they're not probably going to get one over on you in any kind of language sense because I'm quite useful with it.
Okay, cool. Let's have a bit of a pivot, bit of a change of tact. How has your life changed since The Apprentice?
So The Apprentice must be a billion years ago, 15 years ago, don't know, long time ago.
Was it 01, I think? I looked.
God knows.
Yeah, it's 18
And
years.
it kind of feels like a little segment of life. So before that, I was army, went through university, went to the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, Intelligence Corps, supposed to be in the army for 35 years, right?
Yeah.
And then was in business because I had to leave the military because I'm epileptic.
When you say in business, what?
So I went to New York, worked for a big management consultancy and went in using military principles and applying them to business, which works really well. 5 years in New York, came back from New York, had a couple of kids. And I thought, you know what I'll do? I will apply to do The Apprentice. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
But the American Apprentice, quite different to the UK Apprentice. Yeah. Lord Sugar, very short, nipple height, very disappointing. And then from a camera lens perspective, if you're the camera, this is Lord Sugar. So he has to be there and I'm now back in 8 rooms away because the camera has to make him look big.
Right.
So like craziness going on in terms of
I've met Lord Sugar.
all
so,
that.
Yeah,
A small man.
Yeah.
I'm sure you love him. Anyway.
Sharp and shrewd.
Do you think?
I found.
Did you?
Yeah.
I never spoke one word to him, so
Really?
I wouldn't know.
Wow.
Apprentices don't.
Yeah.
We don't have the luxury of speaking to him. Anyway, so I guess for me, The Apprentice was like a small moment, whereas other things were much bigger, like going through Sandhurst or doing any of the things that mattered to me. Hence me getting to the end of The Apprentice and then telling him to do one. But
you could argue it was a big pivot in your career, couldn't you?
Well, yeah, in terms of going from business to media.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And at that time, The Apprentice wasn't a place where people went to try to have a media career. It was like a business type show. I mean, of course, it was contrived and whatever, but it was more business. I thought I'd come out somewhere near the middle looking like a fairly smart kid.
Yeah. So it wasn't a play, it wasn't a career move.
Back then, yeah, it wasn't really. But I know that's how it works now, and Bake Off and all the rest are the same. But no, then it was about a change of tack. My husband had just left me. I got left in the maternity unit with my second kid. He ran off with the secretary. I can understand that now. But, and so I needed to completely change things up.
Why can you understand that?
Well, because it's a long time ago now, and I kind of, I'm over that. It took a while. But he left with the secretary. She was young. She was really attractive. And I had 2 kids straight off the bat. And also I stole my husband from someone else. So if you do steal someone's husband, what goes around comes around, surely, eventually. Maybe not. Anyway, he left. And so I needed to change it up for the family. I needed to make things work for the girls. And so I went on The Apprentice.
Yeah. So come to the story after. So you just said what goes around comes around. So do you ever think about that, about, you know, the polarizing stuff you put out on social media?
What, like karma?
Yeah, well, you mentioned it. It's not in my notes. It's not a question. But yeah, what goes around comes around. Do you ever think about that with what you do in the media?
Well, in the sense that because I'm honest and true in the media, I have a lot of supporters. So probably the opposite to what you think in terms of, do I ever worry that karma means, well, probably one day I will get cancer and then people will say it's karma.
Right,
and that will be quite annoying to me because it will
life,
just be that
karma.
I got cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but when you say, sorry, just quick, sorry.
No, it's so fine.
Yeah,
it's your podcast.
Thank you. When you say, but you're quite honest, but no one thinks they're dishonest, do they? No one says, hey, I'm a fucking liar. Everyone thinks they're honest.
Yes. And that's where I go to, we all have truths, right?
Yeah.
And my truth on something might be on the same subject. Your truth on it might be completely different. A bit like when we talk about how you felt at school and how I'd be like, well, what the hell were your parents? And you're like, well, they were busy. Yeah. Our truths on stuff are different. And none of us, you're right, think we're being dishonest. But I do think that a lot of people think karma will get me, or people have always said karma will get you in the end.
Yeah.
Whereas I think I do quite nice things for people, and quietly I'm quite supportive of quite a few people out there. And as a result...
Which people never see.
No, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need them to.
No.
But as a result, good things do happen to me.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky. You know, I'm really lucky to have support in South Africa, in America, in all these countries. And I think that's a real gift. I feel like it's a privileged position I have. But I also still think I will get cancer.
Yeah.
And that will really annoy me.
Hopefully when you're old and...
Well, no, it's more that it will annoy me that people will be able to go, well, that's karma. And I won't be able to say, it really isn't. But I did have epilepsy for a long time, and I'm cured of that now.
How did you get cured of it?
How squeamish are you?
No, I'm not. Oh, you've had not.
Are you
I'm
squeamish?
Not, no, let's do it.
So you have to feel it with a flat hand because you'll feel my brain.
Okay.
So you go for it. Okay,
Bloody hell. You've got like a ski slope on the...
Squidge that bit there, gently. That's my actual brain. And that's the egg.
Yeah, so you've basically got your skull and then just a flat, like you've just sliced...
They did. They just sliced.
They took a part of your brain off.
Yeah, they go in with a...
Oh man, your haters are going to love this. That's the reason.
If I forget twatted with a hammer, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And everyone, people could know that. So it won't be hard for someone to end it. But so they go in with a circular saw. They like a little boiled egg, take the top off, and then they go in. They got out the bit that was causing my fits and chucked it. Then they do put that top bit back on.
Well, it doesn't feel like they have.
No, because it went manky, which is a medical term for meningitis, obviously. And they went back in, took it out, threw it away, cleaned me up, and that's why I have a...
So you basically have part of your skull that doesn't have a skull.
There's just brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just your skin's just grown over it.
So they put the skin back, sew it up. Well, they staple it up actually.
Shit.
And then, But anyway, it cured everything. Ooh. And then my fits used to dislocate my my arms. So the power of your body, which is an awesome thing, can physically shape your own arms from your sockets when you're fitting. And I've had those sewn back on. So I am like a little Terminator.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So there's a bit of me on the karma front that I reconciled with not making it a long time ago, because one of my fits was supposed to get me within a 2-year time span. And then obviously the surgery isn't too much of a laugh, like you might not make it.
Yeah.
And because I reconciled with that, like I feel like this is like a new bit of life for me. And so I'm super lucky now. Life's easy without epilepsy.
Yeah.
And so I use it for doing the stuff that I care about, which is like Britain, Trump, Boris, Conservatives, politics, stuff that we maybe not want to go into.
Yeah.
But
but maybe we will.
Maybe we will.
One thing I'd like to ask, so on Wikipedia, online, I don't tend to read that stuff when I interview people because I don't want to come out with the same old shit.
Well, it's more that going there first leads people down, I hear things being asked that I think, well, I know where that comes from, and it's always been bollocks, but we'll go for the bollocks again. But anyway, carry on.
So thankfully, I'll bring none of that to this. But it does say columnist, and it says businesswoman. Now, I had an outcome when I came here that I wanted to work out how you make your living, your career. This podcast is called The Disruptive Entrepreneur. There's probably millions of entrepreneurs that listen to this podcast. Many of them are starting, many of them are going from a job to running their own business like you have. But it kind of doesn't seem that obvious on the outside how you make your living. How do you make your money? What streams of income you've got? What does businesswoman mean? Yeah, and you definitely don't want to get into my game if you want to be super affluent, super wealthy, or to have an easy ride. So my biggest earnings were when I wrote for Mail Online. Right. So I was their columnist. I was the female Piers Morgan, but obviously with less chins and better teeth, or I have a couple. And I was earning really well at that point. I promise I'm not laughing at what you just said there. And when I was working in radio. So is that like a sort of a salary? Those are salaries. Yeah, and that's jobs. Like someone could live on that. And then some. Yeah, okay, cool. And then the radio was paid, it was the most successful commercial radio show. It was doing fine, is my point. And which one was that? LBC. Yeah, before I was fired. Right. And then clarify that as well. Right, we need to get. So those income streams were brilliant for me. And was the radio also a full-time wage? Yeah. So like a wage for each show I did, but it was on a contract. So yes, we would call that full-time for ourselves. But my point rather being that I didn't grow up doing those things. I didn't think I wanted to do those things. That was a swerve into I was supposed to be in the military still. I'm still supposed to be in the military. So it's a swerve. And then I ended up, pretty much in a tabloid sense, near the top of your game in that way. Yeah. So I did okay. Yeah. Right now, my income stream is really poor. Right. Because I don't have a platform to host me. I don't really have a way of financing what I do. Have you got a podcast? No. If there's two people on this whole planet that a podcast is made for, it's you and David Icke. And neither of you have a podcast. Sweet. No, I know. People always ask me about this, and I'm always like, yeah, but do people want to hear me all the time? I don't know. So right now, no, financially, it's my way of making a living is by doing my speeches, but the thing I loved about radio is you've got real people in their kitchens, in their pajamas, ringing you to tell you. It's almost like they think they're telling you secrets because it's private, Yeah. And that's the joy of what I love is real people saying their real feelings about stuff because we don't hear enough of that. But if you did a podcast, podcast is really like radio without the downsides. So ads, waiting an hour to do it, exactly, delay. And then when I went on Steve Wright Radio 2, and basically I told all my community I was on it, and then when they said I was on an hour and a half later. That's so frustrating then. And then people are like, where are you? No, I do understand. But, so radio's always been my heart. So there's been times when I've earned really well. You're going to say I should be doing podcasts then. Look, I don't have to pitch you on it or anything. I just think you'd have a popular podcast. So anyway, we'll come back to your earnings. Let's talk about this podcast because there's quite a lot of podcasters who earn millions of pounds a year just from the ads they run on the podcast because they have a big following. If you launched a podcast today and you put it on Twitter, you're going to get tens of thousands of subscribers. And when you get tens of thousands you need about 10,000 downloads for an episode to be able to run ads. I don't run ads on my podcast because I don't need the money because I made the money in property. So I kind of I don't use it for that. But you could quite quickly make a significant income stream from podcasting.
But who's going to advertise on a podcast of a woman who's a racist, misogynist, bigoted,
yeah, but remember that's only your critics. It's not your fans.
I know.
Yeah, and you say you've got a lot of fans.
Yeah.
So just that segment.
Well, I just don't know if people need more of Hopkins in their life.
Do you really believe that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they get plenty of me via.
So why take an interview like this then, which gets you out to more people? If you
I don't come because it gets me out to more people. I like having conversations.
Right.
And if I can make it work, my view is I'm supporting you and what you're trying to do. You're good enough to speak to me, and I know what you'll have had. Well, I know a little bit of what the attacks you'll have had. So I rather admire people who ask to speak to me, and I'll always try and do it. Doesn't matter if they've got 10 followers, actually.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I'm trying to, is part of what I believe in is people that are willing to stand up for something if they believe it's right, even if it's a little hard to do. So that's why we're chatting. And podcasts, my worry about podcasts is everybody seems to have a podcast. And so, Christ, that's a lot of podcasts.
Wow. Okay. So how many people do you think have an email address in the UK? Because, I mean, email marketing's a thing, isn't it? And everyone has an email address. How many people have a YouTube channel? Way more than a podcast.
But should we all be sitting in... And this isn't dissing your podcast.
No, please
I'm sure
don't.
It's fabulous.
I mean, please don't, as in be honest.
Yeah,
so if you want to knock it,
if we're gonna... No, I'm not trying to knock yours. Yeah. This isn't about you. This is one time something isn't about you. Try and accept that and deal with that, okay? It's hard, I know. I can
realise you're taking me back to my childhood here?
Give me a sausage roll sideways, quick!
Am I allowed to say fuck you for that?
You can say fuck
great.
You. People say fuck me all the time.
Oh, it feels really good just to have said that. Anyway,
quite like it when people say, go fuck yourself, Katie, and then I come
really
back and go,
good.
Done.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I still haven't got her.
Yeah, it does say good to... Does feel good to say go fuck yourself, doesn't it?
To me?
Just generally.
But it's specific to me.
GFY. Let's GFY. FYI, GFY.
Did you have to do the weird Y on the end with like
yes. So anyway, you were podcasting.
So my thing is more getting in amongst places that people don't like to talk about and making people talk about them,
which is podcast's perfect vehicle for.
You can't do a sodding podcast stood in the no-go zone where some jihadi wants to twat you on.
Yes, you can. You can have a Zoom H1. It's in your pocket or your purse. You're not going to beat me on this one. You can
I'm
have a Zoom.
not trying to beat you.
Okay, fair enough. You could have a Zoom H1.
Do you go around the world thinking everyone's trying to beat you?
No, but I think I can persuade you that you should have a podcast more than your
okay. I appreciate
uninformed objections about them.
I think that's harsh. I think what I'm trying to say is, if everybody, all the plebs, are busy getting on with podcasts, sat in their rooms with their friends and their camera guy and their equipment, surely someone a bit tougher needs to be out there trying to film hard stuff, like following the migrants from Libya to Italy. That's what I do.
But it's not an either or, though, is it? Why does it have to be an either or? What about the other 20 hours in a day or whatever?
Do not 20 hours in a day, me, when I flew in from LA to talk to you and was on time, and you failed to be on time, and you only came from Peterborough, Charles.
I think we were on time.
You were not on time, you were late.
Okay, thanks for the feedback. I think you have enough hours in your week to go out and
You don't know anything about
No,
my
I
week.
don't. That's why I said I think. I perceive you have enough time in your week to go and do your cool shit, the real cold-face shit, and do a podcast on it. You could do 30-minute episode once a week.
Okay.
So have you got 30 minutes spare once a week?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And you could also report on...
I could not shave my legs.
There you go.
30
or
minutes.
You could do it while you're shaving your legs. Why not? With the Zoom H1... It's like I work for Zoom, isn't it? The way I said that was lame. With the Zoom H1, ding. But like, you don't have to have all of this. You can just have a little recorder and a lav mic.
I know. I've done some work in media.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm surprised you're not on, on the button with podcasting.
Yeah. Just feels yeah.
Define yeah.
So it just feels a little bit like, here I am. Here's the sound of my own voice, sitting in a room, talking to someone else that you've heard of before, that someone else will interview later for their podcast. I know you're going to hate me for saying that, but that's
all right.
That's my honest kind of...
I try and choose people who don't do the podcast circuit.
Yes, and I haven't.
So try and, you know,
yes,
I do try.
It wasn't an attack on you. This was my visceral reaction to the podcasting, you know, mania that's hit the globe.
Yeah.
I got to be doing something different.
As someone in media, surely you want to be jumping on the mania.
Oh, no.
I mean, you jumped on Twitter and leveraged that. You surfed that.
I didn't jump on Twitter.
You surfed it. You rode it.
I've been there since before you were a chubby little child
You probably
shorts. I have.
You're only 4 years older than me. So
am I? Yeah. I feel really so much older than you. Isn't that sad? Am I?
Yeah. You're born in 75.
I look so much older, but B, I do. But I feel like I'm more like your mum.
Yeah, maybe.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I feel motherly towards you. Like I want you to be all right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And why do I feel like that?
I don't know.
Why don't I try and be? I need to try and be cooler. That's what we're agreeing.
But then
that's what I need to do.
But because you don't care about what people think about you, you don't have to be someone. No, but I care that you're okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to be sad.
No.
And I don't like to hear your story about you being sad when you were little.
Which I didn't expect to slap on the table 2 minutes into my own podcast.
Quite like that gesture.
Yeah.
But no.
Podcast.
So, no, enough on podcasts and me, enough talk about me about that. But there's more exciting things that need to be done. And there's more things that aren't being talked about in our media that need someone to get in amongst it. So our media at the moment won't talk about the Gilets jaunes in Paris because nobody's allowed to speak down about the EU. And we don't want to disrupt the boat. So that's where I'm going next, is to spend time with them.
But you still got to make a living, haven't you?
I haven't quite sussed that. I need to get back to making a better living. I did have a living. I need to go back to making one. And also, you know, because
I suppose less lawsuits would help.
Exactly where I was going.
Yeah, go on.
Because of litigation against me, I don't have a family home.
Fuck. Did when that was happening, did you think, shit, I should be less honest on social media? Or
no, because I cocked up and said someone did something they didn't.
Right.
And that obviously what you should do is settle.
Yeah.
But I just can't bear settling because that seems to me to be extortion, actually.
Right.
Someone accused you of something, you have to settle it, whether you did it or not. A new law was created in my court case saying that you only have to feel that you would cause serious harm for me to owe you money.
Right.
So if you feel that you will cause serious harm, that's enough. And as a result, many, many, many cases came against me, and so I had to sell the family home.
So did that change?
No.
Did you learn from that and adapt?
I learned that the law is not the law. The law is anything they want it to be. It's an interpretation. And I learned that if they want to come get you, they're going to come get you any which way. They're going to come for your children. They're going to come for your home with lawfare. They're going to come for your head, a couple of jihadis.
Yeah.
They're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. And you just got to be a bit tougher and say, okay, keep coming.
Right. So you absolutely didn't change how you comment.
No, and I won't. But what is unfortunate about law that's created around me at my Twitter account, which of course no judge bloody understands because they've never been on social media in their life, is unfortunately now a left-wing comic the other day, a lovely girl stood up doing a comedy skit talking about her ex-husband, la, 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 la. Now she's being litigated against because he says he perceives it caused him serious harm.
Right.
So the thing people don't get is when you come for Katie and you hate her, eventually it's going to come get you.
Yeah.
And that's a shit. None of us need that. You don't need some kind of law that says you only have to feel harm to be owed cash for it. That's crazy. Anyway, so litigation, yes, I would be a lot richer if there weren't sleazebag solicitors and lame-ass people from the left determined to take everything I have.
How do you think, or do you think, how this all affects your kids?
I'm lucky in the sense that not a whole bunch, because we're down in the countryside, really out of the way, and that's deliberate, and they can walk to school, and it's super normal life. Two, I don't like it when I do that. B, people self-select. So if people come up to me, they say, "Oh, Katie, have a selfie." Go on.
Yeah.
That I haven't got people go out and go, "You twat." Blah. So that doesn't happen around the kids like people might imagine. And then I guess the other side of it that maybe people don't get is that quite a lot of my supporters are young, like 12 to 18, because in school, in college, uni, you can't have views like mine, but a lot of kids do. And so they have someone they email me a lot, whatever. So there's a whole bunch of young people who sort of get what I do, or at least don't mind it.
Yeah.
So luckily my kids have been isolated from it.
Do they read your social profiles?
They can do whatever. They
and
don't
you obviously
have phones
just leave
or anything. They can ask me anything, but they don't. And my son doesn't have a phone. My 14-year-old doesn't have a phone. I'm a proper cow mum.
Yeah.
I'm nasty. But there's not been a problem. And the other thing we have is they have different names. So we're like gypsies. We have a lot of surnames in my family because of my marital disruption. But it means that I kept Hopkins, and so they have different surnames. So if they're going in cold somewhere, I feel like they're not going in with my surname, and therefore someone might go, I mean, who's going to say, is your mum Katie? But I feel like having a different surname maybe helps them. Also, Mark, my husband's, his surname's Cross. So I can't physically take the surname Cross when I'm known for being as one of the sort of crossest women in England. I was like, I'm not calling myself Cross as well, because that's, that's taking the piss.
Yeah.
So the kids have been all right for now. We'll see what happens. We've had a few times where a kid will say to my kid, one of them in particular, my mum hates your mum.
That's quite a cool thing to say in the playground, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and then all you can do is keep out of that and accept that mum hates you, and that's fine, no problem. But what you can then do is just give them access routes out of that. So, they would say, well, my mum's view's my mum, so you feel free to talk to her about it. I'm me. And so it's that. It's just giving them maybe thoughts about how they can access their way out of that. They're not responsible for me.
Yeah.
That's it. So, I guess the kid thing less than maybe people think, or maybe even in a more sinister way, less than people hope. I think some people hope my kids suffer.
And how does that make you feel?
I suppose that's where I feel like you have to take accountability for that as well. Like, I'm a mum, and if you put yourself out there as a mum, there's no wall, there's no line, there never has been. And so you've got to suck it up that you've put them out there. And I remember my parents are proper shy. They're the shyest people. My mum's a housewife. My dad worked for the electricity company. They're normal. And I remember after The Apprentice, the press were camped all over their place, the bungalow where and I remember seeing that and thinking, that is a shocker, because I brought that all on them. So there's been times where I've definitely gone, that's not right. That is
Could that have made them more independent, though, more strong, more wise, more resilient?
No, that was just me being a twat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not cool. And so I have to accept anything bad from my children. I brought that as well.
Yeah.
There's no blame on anyone.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, go home, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. I don't, these people that, especially, celebrities or famous people that, oh, well, no photos here, no this there, Meghan Markle, no pictures of me in the royal box while you're paying for me to sit here on my ass. Oh, piss off. Don't want it? Go home, shut up. Put yourself out there, accept they're going to come for all of you.
Yeah.
And the best thing I can do is just try and equip my kids a little bit. But also, I suppose I've got the advantage of my kids know me. So, like, our mum that just makes tea or cleans the toilet or does the hoovering. So I'm pretty normal to them.
Yeah.
Just like mum. Yeah.
Okay. So you said a minute ago, no, I was just a twat. Is there anything that you've done and said and twittered and whatever where you've thought, actually, I was a twat, I shouldn't have said that, I was wrong, or the way I said it was wrong, or do you just back everything you've said?
I haven't, apart from putting my parents in sort of, I don't know, it just is a subset of doing The Apprentice, right?
Yeah.
So there's nothing I think I've said that I would retract or apologise for, never apologise, never explain.
Is that maybe being a bit stubborn though? Because we can all just say stuff, can't we? I say random stupid shit all the time.
I've noticed.
Yeah, thank you for the feedback. So are you saying in your 18 years of being on social media, you've not said one thing that you thought, that was kind of a bit stupid? I was a bit of a twat.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I mean, maybe Stu. I can't recall one. No. But I'll acknowledge probably there's some things out there just for God's sake. But I would never apologise, never explain, because you will, on Twitter, you will never win.
No.
If you apologise. So that, I think you should apologise for saying this to fat people.
You've practiced that, haven't you?
Right. And then, so now I'm whoever I am from daytime TV and I want to keep my job so if I come now and I say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it that way, I misspoke, but that apology will never be good enough for them.
This is why you should do a podcast. I'm going to just keep doing this because I had a bit of an epiphany hearing you say that. You on TV, you on radio, where you earn your living, you say something, you can get fired.
Yeah.
I can't get fired. I run my own business.
No.
So I can't get fired from my own podcast.
No, that's
I
a
can't
good
get
thing.
fired from my own... It is a good thing because I probably would have been fired already.
Yeah, you would, and I would.
Probably for interviewing you. You know?
Yeah, no, you would. No, you would.
But this is a serious point. When you run your own business and you run your own media, because now YouTube is competition to TV. Podcast is competition to radio. Joe Rogan has a bigger podcast than BBC Radio.
You are selling me the podcast.
All right.
You'll win. Like, if I give up and say, okay, I'm going to stop my podcast.
It's not going to benefit me in any way. It's not like there's no ulterior motive behind the pitch. When I believe in something, I kind of have to pitch it. And I said this to David Icke. I said, like whether I agree with some of the things he said, it doesn't matter. Podcasts were made for you.
I think your point about you can't be fired from your own podcast is very helpful. And I even went into radio with my boss, who occasionally said nice things about me. And I said to him, one day you will be firing me. And he
knew
was
that. You knew that going in.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Because you cannot sit where I sit.
No.
Yeah, and expect to retain a job. And I have to accept that. At the point I'm homeless, maybe I'll be like, maybe I should wind my neck in now and go.
Yeah. Well, I hope it doesn't take that long.
No, I know. I hope it doesn't take that long either. But there is still huge excitement. So in terms of what I do and having this huge following, I love it. In terms of being able to go across the States and people really get what I do and move Trump forward, Trump 2020, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
And seeing my side, the right, I don't mean it just like we are right, although true, but not being on the left. Seeing them march forward, I love it. We're so up there right now. This is a great time to be alive for me.
Yeah.
So I don't have fits anymore. I'm physically healthy. My family are all healthy. So there's a sort of big negativity out there, big doom and gloom. I'm nothing to do with the doom and gloom because right now I feel like we're winning on my team. So it's exciting.
Great.
I know.
So I'd like to ask you some advice, and it's not on here.
Have you got a nasty rash? Does it itch? Have you noticed it spreading? Is it on your armpits as well?
You sound like an expert in this.
Oh, I've had many rashes.
All right.
Yeah. I had impetigo. Have you ever had impetigo?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. Glastonbury I went to. I know, surprising. I'm literally that cool.
Yeah.
Off the shitty toilets, or maybe a shitty person, or maybe both, I caught this thing. If anyone that's listening to you has had impetigo, it's basically a rash that develops around your soft, wet areas. I don't know why I look that way then. Sorry. And it breaks into massive blisters that go all the way down your face like an old maid from Tudor England throwing out the shit.
Yeah.
Right? And I then had to go and work as the waitress in a pub.
Wow.
And I had all of this like syphilitic stuff down my face. So over there, little
That's
overshare.
why you should have a podcast. So then, like podcasts are therapy. You can just get all this out, say what you want.
You said you wanted some advice that wasn't about syphilis.
Yes.
Let's roll back.
All right, cool.
Okay, leave my issues.
All right, great. So I have got a couple of irons in the fire, which could be quite big TV shows.
Great.
I can't share one of them, but they're both.
You'd have to kill me.
Yeah, well, it's just because they're not done yet.
Do they involve a I something Mike? What was your thing?
What's an I something Mike?
What was the piece of equipment you were trying to sell me?
Oh yeah, the Zoom H1.
Do they involve the Zoom
I'd
H1?
have one of those in my pocket, just ready, just in case.
So.
Yeah.
I'm excited by that.
All right. So can I ask you this serious question?
Oh, hold on, because now we're being silly. Okay, hold on.
But I really do want your advice
here. I feel like you're having a laugh. Are you going to say the word penis?
No.
Okay.
I promise. Right. So one of them's already been seen by the bosses at Channel 4 for about 15 years.
Hey, they even saw you at Channel 4.
Yeah.
If I walk within 4 feet of the Channel 4 building, I burst into flames.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on.
All right. So for probably 10 years.
You just waited for me to shut up.
Yeah.
You went, oh really? Shut up. Tell me about your idea.
Right, well, for about 10 years, I've done loads of pilot TV shows. You're going to be big, you're going to be on Channel 4, you're going to be this. And I like, and none of them have come
happened.
off.
This one's going
Well, I don't know. It's getting close. And it's a really exciting concept. And I can't talk about it on camera. I will off, but I can't on. But like my wife doesn't want me to do any TV. I've done bits and bobs. I turned down Secret Millionaire. I turned down How the Other Half Live. I've turned down quite a lot of stuff that would probably be good for my business. I would go and do TV because I'd expect that it could increase my brand and therefore help my business. And my wife doesn't want any attention
to your life that's nice.
Yeah, exactly. She worries about security, kids. She's very private. And when I tell her about these things and I want to get excited about it, she just looks at me like, well, I don't want you to do it, but I still believe in you.
Yeah. She just respects what you've built up.
Yeah,
together.
But she doesn't want me to do it.
No. But she's trying to protect what you've built.
Yeah. But the point is, I've built what I've built, being who I am, and I feel like I have to explore mainstream media to know what it's like, to see if it really has helped grow my business and my brand. And you've had a lot of media attention. You've done some big TV stuff. So if you were me, would you do it? And what are the upsides and downsides?
I mean, I think what's great is you've said no to lots of formula stuff.
I'll tell you why I have. Sometimes it's because my business partner, my accountant, my wife, and my MD didn't want me to do it.
But that's still the team of people you've built up.
Like, why didn't I do the Secret Millionaire? I mean, that's kind of stupid, isn't it?
No, it's not. If the people you've built up, you've trusted, and your wife, I respect it's a partnership, you didn't build them up.
Yeah.
But if you've created that team of people around you, and if they all closed in on you and went, don't do it, mate, because of this and this and this, you helped get that direction for yourself.
Yeah.
And you built like a little swimming team of fish around you. They all went, we want to look after you. So you made that looking after you happen. So that will have been totally for the right reason.
Yeah.
And Secret Millionaire is all very well, but the day after Secret Millionaire finishes filming, you're not a fucking Secret Millionaire anymore, are
true.
you? You're a millionaire getting 25 million letters a day, asking for your cash, stopping you in the street, trying to nick your stuff. I'm with your wife.
Yeah.
So, and they're protecting you. Are you perfect for TV? Is your enthusiasm, can you feel it across a room? Yeah. And will you be brilliant? Yes. And if this is a format you've come up with, or a show idea, a thing, that you have some control in, that maybe is a little bit clever, that isn't a specific format that you're being pushed into, brilliant.
Okay.
Then you've got more control.
Yeah.
But obviously you are going to open up your life and kids, and there'll be things in that you can't control.
And what have been the downsides for you of all that? I mean, have you had crazy people and stalkers and security issues in your house and all of that?
But my stuff is, my stuff's political, isn't it? So I speak out against Islam and against the Islamification of the UK. You're not about to do that on Channel 4 because they'd never show that programme. So my stuff's different, but I guess my thing's extreme. So my home, before I had to sell it because of lawfare against me, my home we had a knock on the door at 9:30, 10 o'clock one night. A team of men dressed in black arrived at the house. 4 hours away from London, this is, just to give people a sense of really out the way. Knocked at the door, came into my house, needed to get in from special security operations, installed alarms, installed at the top floor of my house a panic alarm, installed my phone so they went straight to the police station, and set my house up basically so that I could call for help quickly.
Yeah.
Because 2 jihadis were coming for my head and had practiced beheading me with a dummy, like a shop dummy, what do you call it, mannequin, and a hunting knife. And so the threat was real.
And how did that make you feel? Scared as hell?
And then my kids are in that house.
Yeah.
So, we talked about this thing about how, I accept, if I walked down the street there and someone did twat me on the head, I actually accept that, because that's a reaction. They obviously lacked the vocabulary to tell me they hated me, so they just killed me. But the thought that came to my home, I guess that, and I then put my children at risk, aren't I?
Yeah.
And just a few weeks after that, so a real jihadi threat, those 2 jihadis are in prison now. The British government commissioned a play called The Assassination of Katie Hopkins, and those billboards went up around the country. So I'm not trying to say your wife's right.
I won't show her this little bit.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, of course.
Because, by the way, I'm undecided.
And I'm not going to be the one putting you off, because I know you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think, because you have a naughty streak in you that's really obvious, I have a naughty streak in me. If I want to know that I should do something, let's just take Big Brother, which is not at all, I'm sure your idea is sophisticated. If I ran my dad would go, don't be so bloody ridiculous, bloody stupid, show too much swearing, coming from my dad who says bloody every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
ring my mum will go, yeah, go for it. And I'm the one saying to you, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
But your wife is saying don't.
Yeah.
And you do quite need your wife.
Of course. And I think part of her thinks, well, it probably won't come off, so we don't have to really have the proper conversation. But that this is likely to come off, and we're going to have the proper conversation.
You're financially stable enough that you can properly prepare your family for all of this. So you can sort your accounting such that these people are safe. Yeah. You can sort your home and your security system. Obviously.
That's all done.
You're perfect. So do you know what I mean? You're doing all that stuff. And people probably, whatever's going to happen, they're going to love you.
Yeah.
You're a lovable sort of person. So then it will just be that you're more loved, and then you're going to like that.
I have learned to deal with the critics, the shit that comes your way.
Yeah, you would have had to. I respect that.
I've got better at
You
that.
will have. And some people, they just want to be mean to you because you're successful.
Yeah.
You have to know that.
And actually, in a way, there's a privilege. They're talking about you. I mean,
they don't have to have that conversation.
Exactly. A lot of your critics have been good for your career.
Yeah.
Because, your posts don't go viral from all your fans that just go, yeah, Katie.
No.
Katie. They go viral when someone gets upset and there's a massive sub-thread and an argument. So people don't get this, but your critics are really good for your career.
Yeah, and I think for you, different to me, because mine's about being a monster. Yours is because you're successful, you're popular, you're whatever. You're clearly hung like a donkey, as you alluded to earlier. And the problem with that, lads,
can we make that? Can we make that the advert?
Hung like a donkey.
Can we make that the advert for the thumbnail? That's going to be the thumbnail.
My husband used to work for the Donkey Sanctuary.
Really?
As a link to your penis.
Right.
I mean,
there you go.
Who knew? We're so linked.
Yeah.
But my point is, so you have all those things going on. So people, if they're criticising you, it's probably just that they're jealous. And actually, they just want to be part of what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're not actually wanting to be mean. They want to be part of something.
Well, a lot of people who criticise me tried it and it didn't work for them.
And they could, if they listened to you a little bit, they probably could make it work. So I see there's a lot of positive actually behind criticism.
I agree.
And I also think what we do, and I think many young people do, and it's the thing I say over and over, especially to girls, is you can be told 9 times out of 10 that you look great, or you did great, or I love that on you, or you did. The one person who tells you, you look a bit shit in that, or those dresses, whatever girls say to each other, I don't know. You listen to that one. What are you doing? Listen to the 9.
Yeah. Balance it.
Yeah, say yes 9 times, then say no once. What do you hear? People hear the no. It's about, we need to give people a bit of resilience. And I think when you've been in the public eye a little bit, you have a bit of that to give.
Yeah, because part of me thinks if I stay, my persona is not big celebrity. It's at a nice level below where when I'm recognised, it's not too often, it's getting more and it's all nice.
Yeah,
exactly. And I always say to people, one day someone will want to punch me or call me a wanker or whatever. And then I'll know I'm probably bigger. But I know at the moment, or I feel like I've got it pretty good.
Yeah, people are nice.
And you can't take it back once you're there, can you?
Oh, I think
you can't take how you're known for now. You can't take that back.
Because mine it does a weird, it goes around the place. So I hate her. Apprentice, I hate her. And then Big Brother,
by the way, there were a lot of people who really like what you do and what you say. I know I said that there were quite a few that weren't, but there were a lot that did. And most of it was she says what other people are thinking, but don't have the courage to say.
Right. My mum says, it's that a lot. My mum thinks you're great.
Well, I'm trying to give you a serious compliment here, and you're rejecting it.
I know.
But that was interesting. But no, what they said was you say things that other people don't have the courage to say, that they feel that has validity. That was their compliment of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you're right. I'm good at dealing with criticism. I'm actually not that great at dealing with compliments.
Interesting. Yeah. But you're practicing now, aren't you, by saying thank you and trying to own it?
No, not trying to own it, just being honest. No, just being honest that I do, when people say nice things, it's a bit like, go on, Katie, I have no idea what to do. So you can, physically now, I'm just like, Whereas if it's a criticism, I'm like, yeah, go on then. So that's really weird.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I don't have the body language for, what body language do you do for a compliment? What, do you look into the distance?
I actually do find that hard. Thank you and smile, I think.
Okay, let me try. So you've got a really big penis.
Thank you.
Okay, try it with me. Tell me I've got a big penis.
You have a really big penis.
Thank you.
Yeah, you overdid it. You were a bit of a new statesman about it, a royal statesman.
Yeah, I did the BA.
Thank you.
Safety briefing.
Yeah,
Okay, let's try it again. Tell me I've got a big penis.
You have a really big penis.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you went the other way.
Too soft.
Yeah.
So somewhere between statement and sort of, girl, that was a bit girly.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear myself.
Yeah.
Whereas you ever go at me, Katie, you've got a big nose.
Katie, you've got a huge nose.
You'd never have seen anything so big. You know, I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
But it's the compliment.
So are you always on the defensive for a scrap?
No, but I think I'm supposed to have been a boxer or something. I just quite like it. And also it's been a lot of what, it's what I've done for a lot of time. But I need to work out a facial response for a compliment.
I actually do find that hard because I didn't have it when I was a kid. And so when I get it, I know.
Is there a really big fly in this room?
Yeah, there is.
Is there? Because something, it's like a bat.
Yeah.
Is it a fly the size of a thing bat? Is it the darkness?
You tend to make everything bigger than it is, like my penis and flies.
I know.
Yeah. It's actually it's just a normal fly.
I posted a picture of me with some of my gay friends in LA, and they have well-tailored trousers
on purpose to show the
the bulge.
Yeah.
But of course, we're not used to that, and so everyone on Twitter's like, they've all got hard-ons, they've all got semis, and I was like, no, they've just got really well-tailored trousers. But anyway, where were we? Apart from bats.
Receiving compliments. This is really important to talk about, I think.
Yes.
Because I've been terrible at it my whole life because I never really had it. And then when I had it, it embarrassed me because I didn't know how to handle it. But actually, I think when someone gives you a compliment, I think you're totally right. If you get 9 compliments and 1 troll, don't just respond to the troll. No. Thank all of your fans.
Yes, totally agree.
And then if you get one, if you can own it in a grateful way, I think that makes, I know you don't need to make people feel good, but I do. And so that's why,
you're right. You're right. So after I do a speech, right, and then people are super kind and maybe they stand up and clap, I stand there looking like a dreary wombat, like literally like this, because I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But then what else do you do? Do you go, thank you. Then you're a twat.
Yeah, but you just thank them in a normal way that you would.
Yeah, but you say that. Thank them in a normal way. I haven't got that.
Is that sparkling or still, by the way?
Sparkling.
Right, so...
What are you about to do?
I'm just going to top you up. So if I topped you up...
Okay, now I'm going to... But that's not a compliment.
No, but we'll...
Oh, thank you. That's nice.
Done. That's it. You just did it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Just a normal thank you.
You did it. As if someone is pouring you a glass of water.
Okay, tell me, I've got a lovely penis.
You have a lovely penis.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, we got it.
We've done this.
Boom.
Yeah.
Watch me go today.
If you launch a podcast...
If I don't get any compliments now, I'm going to be well pissed because I want to try this. Yeah. When they go on, Katie, I'm going to go, thank you.
Yeah.
That was quite good. That's better than this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy.
But I've practiced this a lot. I've thought about this because, compliments almost weird me out, but I know I need to be liked. Weird. So there's a paradox. Need to be liked, don't like compliments. I mean, that's
Whereas
kind of a bit...
don't need to be liked, really good at dealing with the shit, don't know what to do with the compliment.
We need to hybridize
a bit of our weirdness. Yeah. What I'm also conscious of is probably no one's going to tell me today that they like my penis.
No.
So I'm going to need to adapt.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but your earrings or your dress, the way you look.
That's what I'm thinking. I need to adapt the thought because they're not going to sound like
that was interesting.
I
commented you on your look and you essentially
brushed it off really quick.
Rejected it without knowing.
Don't like talking about Mimi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm quite shy, as it turns out.
There you go.
I know.
Cheers.
I know. Cheers to us. So
can I ask you something quickly? Sorry.
It's your podcast.
Thank you. Because I didn't know if I was going to ask this or not, but now I feel good to ask it.
You should.
I was a bit nervous coming to interview you. And the reason being is I knew I was going to enjoy it. I knew whatever I was going to discover was going to be discovery. Yeah. Well, I didn't actually know that.
Oh, no, you didn't know that.
No,
I knew that.
You knew that.
I knew because I like people.
But I guess what I was nervous about was you giving me short answers, rejecting my answers, and there being that sort of awkwardness where there's the combative element.
Oh, no.
And it sounds like you don't mind that so much because you said about the scrapping.
Yeah. No, I don't mind it. But...
but that would be scary to me. So how do you not mind those awkward combative moments?
Yeah, and so...
Is it just because it's fun for you? Or to see people squirm?
Yes, yes. And so with this, to meet you, that's fun for me. I want to... I don't mean to support you because obviously you're clearly really successful. I'm not saying it in that way at all. All I mean
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Because you've been good enough to go through what you've gone through to talk to me and gone against many people who will have said unkind things or will continue to. I'm grateful for that, actually. And to meet you, I look forward to meeting you. I've enjoyed meeting you, and it's always fun because when you meet people, you just get to be like super normal. Like we could have this conversation in a pub. Yeah. It would be the same chat we just had, right?
It would.
And that's the best.
And by the way, that's why people follow me. And that's why I wanted to interview you.
Yeah, and it's why I think people get me, because I am the person that they would quite like to have a glass of wine with in the pub.
Yeah.
But I suppose then in a different situation, if I'm going into CNN where they've already, their research was Wikipedia, all the worst tweets I've ever made, and I'm going in there thinking, and I'm just waiting for them to hit you. You called migrants cockroaches. That's going to come. I could time it nearly. Yeah. So I'm already ready. With it's like a boxer. I'm ready, and then I do enjoy just dismantling them.
Right. How does it feel to be defined by something like that? Does it feel frustrating or?
Frustrating only in the sort of simplicity of it, in that it lacks rigor. It's lazy. It's lazy. And there's so many people that are lazy. So many people sat in studios who are allowed to have radio shows, who the most research they do is read the papers that get put in the back of the car that someone else organises to pick them up. I mean, you aren't lazy like that when you do any of your stuff. If you're pitching to a channel for a TV show, you aren't just about rocking up with it. You're thinking about it, you're being creative about it, you're pushing for new things. That's what anybody who's involved in alternative media is about. We're trying to be ahead of stuff. Yeah. So I think that's it. If you're in studio, you're an anchor and you're just there to skewer Katie for clicks, probably it's not going to go your way. And then they get pissy. So I did Loose Women.
Moose Women, that's the spin-off.
Turned on me. And then like my little supporters made it Moose Women, gave them all moose's heads, and it became #Moose Women that trended.
It actually became a thing. Yeah.
And then the editors weren't so pleased.
Right.
But I kind of go,
yeah.
So that. Yeah. But normally these sorts of things, or anything in life, just checking in yesterday at the airport, I'll make a friend in the queue and chitty chat, and I love it. It's my favourite thing.
Yeah, it's my favourite thing.
Yeah.
I always say to people who ask me about what I like to do and this podcast and stuff, my most favourite thing in the world is meeting interesting people and having interesting conversations. Yeah. Like, I was glad I was a bit nervous coming here. I actually went into the toilets and I sent a message to 3 of my WhatsApp groups of some people who sort of follow me a bit more closely. And I went, I'm in the toilets, I'm about to interview Katie, and I'm a bit scared.
And I'm rubbing up agast the door.
Yes.
Did you put that?
No, I didn't do that. No, I finished my wee. I finished my wee and reeled it in. Yeah. But like the feeling in there, and then walking in here, and then seeing you, and then immediately getting a good, good feeling that this is going to go well, because I got that sense straight away. And then doing this, that is everything you could want in life is all wrapped up into that experience.
I know. It's exciting.
And then if you did that, you'd have millions of downloads and loads of money coming in on your podcast.
Yes, I should do it for the finances. But I do, I am out there still, and I do a podcast every day at every tail point, every, the train station, the lady that might bring you a coffee on the train. Those are podcasts every minute, because every person you're having a little thing with, and they'll tell you something brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was at Costa or somewhere the other day, and the lady was telling me she wasn't feeling too well. And then we got talking about why she wasn't feeling too well. That to me is the genius of life. It's the minutiae of the everyday. And I sometimes think we spend loads of time seeing the same faces, Holly Willoughby, this guy, whoever famous people are, I don't know, listening to them. Whereas actually the real interesting stuff is definitely
everyone.
Yeah. And if we had more of them somehow, it would be such a joy, I think. So I'm hoping your TV format's going to involve normal people doing cool stuff.
It is. And big risk from me as well.
That's what we need.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
I'm excited. I'm gonna. If you promise not to tell anyone.
I don't breathe.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then I'll tell you
after.
I know
a few. I've got a picture on my phone. Can I even say this?
I don't know, because you haven't said it yet. So how would I know what it is?
I think I can say it, but I might need to unsay it.
Okay.
I've got Meghan Markle's nipples on my phone. Wow. I shouldn't have that photo.
No?
No.
The actual ones?
Yeah.
All right. Am I allowed to ask how you got them?
Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't tell you.
Okay.
But my point is, I have things that I definitely shouldn't have. So your secret's safe with me.
Well, I believe in fair exchange. So, TV show, Meghan Markle, send Markle's me the picture. Nipples. Yeah. All right, cool. quick fire round.
Okay, go.
Because time's nearly up.
Yes, I'm going to have a drink of water because I'm going to take it seriously.
Sure, absolutely.
Tell me what face to put on. Like serious?
I would say...
Statesman?
Yeah, I like that one.
Do you like? Okay,
yeah,
we'll go
because I can't do that. I like that. I can't stick my nose up in the air.
It's because you haven't got a big enough nose.
Fine. So the vision for your career, do you have a goal, an idea of where you want it to go? Or have you just been rolling along with it?
No, now it's all about pushing hard behind the people that I support politically. Yeah. So Trump for 2020, keeping Boris number 10,
right.
Brexit happens, populists across Europe.
And your plan to monetize that and look after your own affairs?
No bloody clue.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we need to talk then. Need to help
I have no idea about how to monetize it, but I know that if you're on the side of good things will happen.
Yeah, not necessarily financially good though.
No. But being homeless, there's a TV show in that.
Yeah, true.
And
because there's plenty of good people doing good things and not making money because they don't know how to monetize it.
No, and I used to make money and now I don't. But I know that I'm doing the right thing and it's exciting. But yes, I do need to work out how to monetize my life.
All right.
Maybe I could sell sex.
Cool, maybe. And I'm definitely not responding to that.
I was trying
well, because if you put a figure on it, you've got it. No matter what.
£2.50.
Oh no! No matter what figure you put on it, you're screwed.
£4.50.
No, much more than that.
20?
Much more than that.
22.
No.
22 on a dark
No, you're
night.
well known.
Full moon.
People would go for the I screwed her because
25
she's
quid.
famous. You've
50.
got that card.
You're thinking 50 more?
No, I'm thinking at least 3 figures.
3 figures?
You're in the 3-figure territory.
Shit me.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm not going to be homeless anytime fast.
No.
Okay, so you put 3 figures on sex with me. Thanks
At least,
that, which
remember,
you said you weren't going to do.
At least.
Okay, at least.
Yeah,
Upwards
so
of.
it's still vague. Yeah.
Upwards of, in estate agent terms.
Yeah, exactly.
POA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, back to your quick fire round.
These are shit questions, these next 2, but the answers are normally good.
Good preface.
So what's the best advice you've ever received?
So my mum always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But I have a variant on that, which is, if you've got nothing nice to say, come and sit next to me.
Right, love it.
And Sister Bede, unsurprising, I went to an all-girls Catholic convent school. I was taught by actual nuns with actual things on. And I had my left hand tied behind my back because Catholics aren't left-handed. Right? We're only a few years apart, but I wasn't born in the fucking Stone Age.
Yeah.
Anywho, Sister Bede always said, she was a cow. And she said, nobody wants to be nice. And I took her at her word. So cheers, Sister Bede.
Nice one. She's responsible.
Yeah, kept me in every lunchtime to make me write with my right hand, but I did take one bit of advice.
Yeah.
No one wants to be nice.
Right. And then the worst advice you've ever received. The second shit question.
It's a shit question, isn't it? What is the worst advice? Probably don't settle, stick by your guns.
So would you settle again? If it happened again, would you settle?
This is the thing. Settling. So I did a tweet that was wrong. I deleted it. I apologised for it, whatever. So that's me done.
Yeah.
But £5,000 is what the person wanted. But the £5,000 was going to a migrant charity. Now, I believe that's extortion because I'm not just settling.
But then there's 140, was it 150 grand it cost you?
650, close to 700,000.
So that money could go to, you could pay the 5 grand and then keep the 650 and then put that into all the charities and your kids and everything you want to do. There's got to be ego in that decision. There's got to be.
Yeah, ego, and principle.
Yeah,
giving to migrant charities.
Yeah, but you're giving five but
I know, I can
you're
see
giving
the math.
£5 grand.
I can see the math, believe me, I'm the one without a home.
But also take the principle. All right, would you give 5 grand to have 650 to give there? I'd give 5 grand to a charity I didn't believe in if I kept 650 grand I could put into a charity I do believe in.
But what if you really were passionate about the fact that migrants are fucking up our old people, they are screwing our schools, and you had to pay 5 grand just because you wrote a tweet that was wrong that you deleted that you apologised for? I'm just like, when people say, Katie, did you just say things for effect? I'm like, no, it cost me my home, actually.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Listen, I'm wrong. People say settle. That's the way the law's set up. But settle.
I don't think I'm saying settle, because you could put me in a scenario in a business principle where I might have the same thing. I'm just saying, retrospectively now, you can actually go, if I don't settle, it's going to cost me a load more.
Yeah, it will.
But then you can't really say live, I'd settle, because then people will know you'll settle. So you You'd have to lie.
Well, then that's why I had to structurally move into an IVA, individual voluntary arrangement, because that's exactly what was happening. I had 10 incoming saying settle.
Yeah.
This one wants 20, this one wants 40.
So
and that's where the law's gone.
Game.
But that's the law now as well.
Right.
Like, crazy. Yeah. Anyway, question, shit advice, don't settle. But actually I wouldn't settle because fuck them, take me home.
Wow.
Come on, what are you going to take now?
I almost want to end the podcast on that. That was like a fantastic ending.
Good.
But but we have to, one more question.
Goodbye.
One more question.
So, like, down the road.
I'm going to enjoy asking this question.
Is it about my penis?
No, it's not, unfortunately, but we can talk about that after.
So it was you. Sorry about this. It was you I was going to look at when we were talking about moist bits. And it's really,
because he's so pretty.
I think it must be. Like, he has great eyebrows.
Yeah.
Why don't you sort his eyebrows? You're his friend.
This is the way I roll. This is the way I roll.
Because I think those are quite bushy.
Yeah, but people who like pretty like Kieran. People who like not so pretty.
Rough.
Yeah,
they like you.
They like me, yeah. I wouldn't say rough. I'm softer than rough.
I used
but
that
I'm not.
purpose.
He takes an hour to do his hair. Look at that.
But I can imagine the girls and boys that would love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got his demographic. He's got his demographic.
Oh, he has.
Yeah.
No, he really has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, but I know what you're saying. No, he's beautiful.
He is, yeah. So
Great day for me.
this has worked out well. Right. I'm a beautiful person. Yes, I am. Anyway, no, that wasn't about me. That was about him.
Yeah,
just clarity.
You're in dialogue mode.
Yeah, I wasn't giving myself a compliment. That'd be weird. Okay, question.
So the final question. This podcast has the word disruptive in it, disruptive entrepreneur. What does the word disruptive mean to you?
And I was asked to speak when I was a radio person. There's a big radio conference, and it was was it BBC? BBC organised it, and I was asked to be the keynote, unheard of, and it was called Disruption. So that's why I was asked to be the keynote.
Right.
And of course, even to be in the building is madness for me because they hate me. But this one particular lady sort of got what I did, and so disruption for me is about not being satisfied with going along with everything because it's easier. It's always easier to swim downstream. And of course, if you're one of the fish that wants to swim downstream because that's what you think, sure, go. It's always going to be harder to swim upstream, but it's totally worth the effort. So I believe, and I tell my kids every day, all the best people are mad. All the best people are weird. And the more weird and the mad you are, and the more alone you find yourself, I believe you're probably heading in the right direction. And if you feel really alone and you need someone who's known for being a cow to back you up, then do always email me and I'll always be there. But yeah, swim upstream and you'll be all right.
Thank you. So,
I was quite serious there for a second.
You were.
God.
And I just said thank you.
I know. Yeah. Thank you.
So,
I like your penis.
You've got a book. And
I've got a book called Rude.
Yeah.
And it starts off, do you want to know the first phrase?
Yes, please.
I am not a twat.
Right. So, good start.
Yeah. So I've already got over.
And what's the book about?
It's about all of the worst things I've ever done, all of the crappy situations I've found myself in, the biggest disasters, the time I slept with a guy who was a premature ejaculator, that's in there. It's all in there. It's there's a
How
lot
did you
about
manage
my
to sleep with him?
There's a lot about my vagina. So as long as you're all right with the word vagina.
We need to work on your pitch. You're supposed to be pitching your book here. You need to work on your pitch.
Yeah. So there's a lot about vaginas.
Right.
And a lot about having labia as an older lady. I clap when I walk. So rude is essentially quite rude.
I'm a very visual person.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too, babes.
Yeah.
Imagine that around your head.
Yeah.
Not good. My point is, so the book, but actually, because it's kind of, and there is actually a serious chapter in there about my epilepsy where I did literally want to just end it because it was bloody awful. And turns out people buy Rude if someone's going through a bit of a shit time and they think their life's a bit rubbish or they think they've cocked up, they tend to buy Rude for someone to say, look, it's all right, she's done a lot worse. So that's what Rude is. It's quite funny.
Yeah. I'll be getting it.
I think I'm quite funny.
Great. I think you're funny. Yeah. And
my Twitter handle, that's what you're going to ask me, isn't it? It's capital K, capital T, Hopkins.
Capital K, capital T, Hopkins.
Yeah.
Hopkins all lowercase.
Hopkins, doesn't matter.
K-T, Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Yeah.
But people, please watch out because obviously I've got many people who have kindly created accounts similar to mine. And so I have a Twitter account for my nose, for example. That's not mine, but someone does run an account called Katie Hopkins' Nose. So because it's large enough to have its own account.
That's
true facts.
That's pretty impressive.
People are like, I follow you. And
Maybe
then they show me and I'm like, you don't, you follow my nose. And that's someone else.
Maybe we should have one for my penis.
Let's get a penis account. And then
Rob Moore's penis.
Let's get a penis. And then on a daily basis, I'll say, I like your penis. And you could say, thank you. Thank you, Katie. Should we end on your penis?
Yes. Thank you. All right. That was really fun. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, we did good. We did a good compliment there. That was good.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, always. And I am genuinely, I am grateful to all of you for making this happen in terms of not caving into people that said to not do it.
No, well,
I think it really matters.
Yeah, I mean, I ask my community because I value their opinion, and
that's good.
And I learned something from them.
And actually, more people will listen because of it.
Yeah, I was pretty set I was doing this, and I didn't say I'm definitely doing it because I wanted them to feel like I listened. I learned a lot, but no, I think this has been brilliant. I really do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did quite good there, didn't I? I didn't do my normal, thank you. Yeah, no, it would be great. But I think, the more that we have excitement about people feeling good about themselves, which is what I guess we're all trying to do somewhere, I want people to feel more confident about themselves.
Yeah.
For whatever, if it's for hating me or loving me or whatever, I just want them to feel better.
Yeah.
And young kids to feel stronger. I think that's where we come in.
Yeah.
You're giving people confidence to feel that they're doing all right properly.
Yeah.
I think it matters. It's quite dark out there otherwise.
Yeah.